here in the 2016 opening round of the Bantam draft. The Red Deer Rebels, the MasterCard Memorial Cup hosts, are up next as they have officially, it's the 11th overall pick, but it's the 10th selection here. But what about for Red Deer and what they might have available with their pick?
Yeah, you know, Red Deer's got to start thinking about the future now, hosting the Memorial Cup this year. But you see they took Jacob here off a defenseman last year. Right now there's a couple of real strong defensemen out there. As I mentioned, the big body Korczak from Saskatchewan playing midget this season, and Vandelis from Yale. So if they're looking for a big body defenseman, a great opportunity to find a guy at this point. But then there are those skilled guys up front there still available in the draft as well.
This draft pick originally was Regina's, but it was part of the Connor Gay, Jake Lasician trade last season. So Red Deer picking here with the next selection in this first round, and up to the stage we go, and Richard Dirksen.
The 11th selection of the first round belongs to the Red Deer Rebels. Red Deer has requested a timeout.
So a timeout here has been called by the Rebels. They also got a second-round pick last year. They used that pick on Eli Zumak, and Zumak then was part of the package that got Adam Haluka to Red Deer at the trade deadline from the Spokane Chiefs. So they were able to parlay that into one of the top scorers in the WHL this season. So perhaps something going down here, but the Rebels have called a timeout as we await for them to make the 11th pick, which is really the 10th selection. And we see Bruce Hamilton, the general manager, governor of the Kelowna Rockets, is at the table for the Red Deer Rebels. So we'll wait and see what's happening there, writing something down as we speak. So this could be an interesting development here midway through the opening round.
Yeah, for sure. Who knows what Kelowna's going to do here? All speculation right now, but Vandelis is a player that is from the Okanagan Valley region there, so it could be a trade up for him, a guy that's a local boy and a big body on the back end. But you see Bruce there talking to Rick, making something happen here.
So we will find out that announcement shortly on what happens here, as Richard Dirksen will put this one, I believe, into the system on the computer first, and then we'll be telling us what goes down with the 11th overall selection. So expecting something here between Kelowna and Red Deer, but we'll wait to find out on that. As of right now, it is Red Deer's pick. Taylor Gauthier, the first goaltender taken so far. 6 of the first 9 Bantam picks have been forward so far. Peyton Krebs, the first overall pick by the Kootenay Ice from Okotoks from Alberta, with 102 points this past season. But so far, I mean, you gave me an indication on what would happen in this first round. It's kind of played out to that. Here's that trade.
Their first round pick to Kelowna for Kelowna's first round pick, and also Kelowna's third round pick from Swift Current, which is number 48. Kelowna is now on the clock.
So the Kelowna Rockets move up from 20 to 11 here. They did not have a first round pick because of the Leon Draisaitl trade last year, first time in franchise history, and now they've moved up from 20 to 11. And there you see Jonathan Sparks. He grew up in front of us in the playoffs. I thought he played really well for Kelowna, getting through to the third round. Kelowna this year, too, 100 points for the 4th consecutive year, just the 4th team to do that in WHL history.
Yeah, you know, a great tradition there in Kelowna, having come through that organization. They, you know, they got a winning environment around there. So them moving up is something rare to see in the draft. Usually something Kelowna not common to do in the draft, but moving up, obviously there's somebody that they got their eye on, and we'll see what way they're going to go with either defenseman or forward here.
So they swap first-round picks. Red Deer also gets a third-round pick from the Kelowna Rockets as well, but we'll wait to see what the Rockets do with this selection. As mentioned, 6 forwards have been taken so far.
I would like to call on Lauren Fry, assistant general manager of the Kelowna Rockets, is now being called up by Richard Dirksen to make that selection for the Rockets, as they will go here with the 11th pick in the 2016 WHL first round of the Bantam draft, as Lauren Fry makes his way up, and Kelowna never seems to miss in the draft, certainly in the first round. We'll see what they get here.
Kelowna Rockets will like to select number 10 in the first round from the Yorkton Midget Triple Maulers, Kaeden Korczak.
So, Kaeden Korczak, a defenseman from Saskatchewan, played with Yorkton, and you're mentioning he was one of the top defensemen rated going into this draft.
Yeah, as mentioned, a guy that played midget this season. Anytime you get those guys playing up, you know that they're going to be mature players. He had a great SAS first tournament. It really raised his buzz a little bit more heading into the draft here, and obviously a guy that Kelowna and Lauren Fry see that they're going to be able to work with and build into their typical great defenseman out of that Kelowna market.
15 points this year in 42 games for Kaeden, who played midget AAA for Yorkton, and Lauren Fry is standing by with Cam Moon. Cam?
Lauren, you move up here in the draft. Tell me about the player you just got.
Well, he's played midget AAA hockey last year in Saskatchewan with a very good hockey team. Big 6'1" defenseman, very mobile, very intelligent, very good offensively. Big, strong, good defensively. He's just a good all-around two-way player.
At what point during the season did you figure this was one of your guys?
Well, even last year. He played as an underage last year, and he was, I think last year, he'd have probably been in the first round last year as a draft last year. So it's just a continuation from last year to this year. Again, this year he played midget AAA, not Bantam, and excelled very well there. So it basically was a no-brainer for us.
All right, Lauren, thank you.
Thank you, Cam.
Andy?
All right, thanks very much, Cam. So a couple of first-round picks moving so far here in 2016. Saskatoon and Vancouver swapped second and third picks. Saskatoon going with Kirby Daka forward, and Bowen Byram, the first defenseman taken in this first round, taken by the Vancouver Giants. And now the Kelowna Rockets taking Kaeden Korczak, a defenseman from Yorkton, with the 11th pick, 10th selection overall, because Portland did not pick at 9, and so Red Deer will move back to 20th here in the opening round. So some movement going on in the 2016 Bantam draft. We haven't had that much in the first round the last couple of years, so it's been exciting to start off. And now we move on to the Moose Jaw